to the Trinitech cast. This is episode number 72, and you are locked on to the number one place for Trinitech talk podcasting in the Trinidad and Tobago. That is not planned, but I guess because of my searches, it's not nobody else. So what really happened is, so, good evening to. Are you good?
Yeah, cool.
Is my co-host. Full name Akim there. Just so you know, that everybody knows. Redbit _tech. Yeah, you're good. I was checking to see if I'm trying to do a video on podcast on my social media now to kind of get a feel of the different podcasts I'd have in Trinidad and Tobago, and for obvious reasons that we spoke about backstage. And I check in to find podcasts. I remember the time we was looking for podcasts and we only find like DJ mixes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it real rough out there, boy. Like everybody that have a podcast from Trinidad is probably a DJ that puts their mixes up. And I guess there's getaway because it have no copyright on podcasts now. Like you can't. Well, it's real hard for you to get your podcast taken down because you're playing people's music without paying the copyright fees or copyright dues or whatnot. You probably can't put it up on YouTube, but Spotify and them ain't fighting none of them. So real plenty DJs, they just do the mixes and put it up as a podcast, and people just download the podcast and play that wherever they go. I think the only person that's get away is Private Ryan, because he's actually have the copyright to the song, because he is basically busting everybody new tunes now.
Yeah.
So I think Private Ryan has get away with YouTube because the monetization, I guess he could apply. I don't know how he'll apply for the copyright for it, or probably doesn't monetize it at all, and the artists and them do dispute it. Probably,
yeah,
something probably. So. But yeah, so in terms of podcasts, we're talking. I think on our mission to find the trainees that have podcasts that have actual talking and discussions. And
well, I mean, yeah, Karen Rose.
Yeah. I know Karen.
Think, Karen. Juma, you know Juma.
Yes, Juma. Yeah, that's
I think he does want to.
Yeah, but like, I'm looking for weekly people, boy.
Oh, people that
Yeah, like weekly, like us. I'm struggling to find any that'll post weekly.
Yeah, cause I mean, it had a few that kind of started off last year. And I'm not sure if the follow through with it, meaning the start is a few episodes and then, the consistency. I'm not sure if it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, the big talk right now, the big concern is the Hurricane Beryl. I mean, by the time this podcast comes out, it would have already passed, so hopefully it hasn't done too much damage,
Well, we can see. It could be one of those that, sometimes we had hurricane watch and then nothing happened. Place was calm, not even rainfall, and then sometimes rain has come out of nowhere and you think it's a hurricane and they just tell you, nah, that's just the normal intertropical conversion zone. So we will see how it go, but Tobago.
But I mean, for me, it's a bit different because where I work, my team distributed. So I have people on my team that live in St. Vincent, in Grenada, so they going and they will definitely feel something. If they going to be like us here in Trinidad, you might get a little, we will probably get rain and some wind, but not hurricane level stuff,
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Once, I ain't gonna lie to you, once my internet do go down. But
once my power do go down.
Well, power, of course, is the the de facto thing that you don't want to go. But assuming that there is power, the internet, but at least my 2 internet connections flex might actually be like, oh, your internet is down. I have 2. Yeah.
It actually had someone someone that I used to work where I am at now. He was actually big into ham radio, ham radio.
Yes, yeah. We do that in scouts in my scout group,
Yeah, so he would have like come in real handy.
Yeah, that amateur radio
I think
thing,
he was like the president or something at the Ham Radio Association.
I probably met that guy already because he probably came to my scout group and was showing them how to use the ham radio. And they have all kind of new technologies and thing with a Linux-based operating system on a kind of Raspberry Pi.
Was that Asian guy?
Nah, it was a Negro guy. I probably met the vice president then. Yeah. But he was explaining to me that this is a custom version of Linux. He said, you know about that? I was like, oh, you don't know who you're talking to? So I was really going through it with him with Linux and thing, and he said he has a custom version is distro that based on Ubuntu and all kind of thing. Just for them to talk over the air.
Yeah. So I mean, if all else fails, people like that would have a ham radio to communicate.
Yeah. Hey, I got the local app to work. It accepts my Google login now because obviously they update it and they fix it. Not because they listen to the podcast. And I was like, I really laugh. I really laugh at all the things he was telling me. I went to look at it and I was like, yeah, boy, everything under review. But what beating me is that some people uploading pictures and the pictures sideways. Like they take the picture when it was in portrait mode, but the app only taking pictures in landscape mode. So people taking pictures because they are custom holding their phone like that, but when they put it up, it have no way for portrait pictures to be put up. So it automatically changes it to landscape. And that's sad.
Yeah,
but
that's not a bug, that's a feature.
Yeah, there's a feature. You had to turn your phone sideways, clearly, But real people just report garbage not being picked up. Like, when I go through it, I was like, wow, everybody are problem with garbage not being picked up, boy. Aside from potholes and thing, like plenty of people just don't like how garbage collection is. And I guess I probably have that same issue. But anyhow, that's our intro. Because you always want to know what our life is like. Obviously, because you keep listening. Those of you all who keep coming back. Glad to have you all on. Today's show is going to feature I put it in the wrong order.
I think I put everything. Everything is the same thing.
I press copy and paste. Okay. Let me fix that right now because I can. So the first thing that we have to do, clipboard saving lives. Yeah. Work from home is coming. Next one is online immigration is everywhere. And the next one is robot healing skin looks creepy. That's it there. Yes. Copy and paste. Saving lives since 1982. I don't know. Based on when I teach in history of computers, that's when you learn about those little things. Yeah. When was the first copy and paste done. Right, so work from home is coming, online immigration everywhere, and robot self-healing skin. It looks kind of creepy. So, we'll go into the first one. Let's talk about work from home in Trinidad and Tobago. Because you think you had to see it to believe it. I think they're going to do it. Let's see. So, work from home is something that we learned in the pandemic is a thing. And we believe that, well, in certain cases, it could actually work for private companies because they did a good job at using their resources to get this work from home thing to work. But we all agreed during the pandemic that work from home for the government, trash, not possible. So the local government ministry is working to implement work from home. And our great Faris Alwari is the defender of it. So senior reporter Kevon Fleming, he reported that the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Faris Alwari, says that they have begun significant investments in redesigning processes, some of which will see public sector employees working from home online. Before I go to the rest of the article, what do you think?
What I think, I mean, as with anything that the government do, you implement stuff, you improve processes, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Let me see if these people working from home. I mean, look at it this way, right? It's generally easier to control and manage people while in the office, and things are already so bad. So you're going to let them go at home and manage them remotely, and it's going to improve. Unless that is part of it, it can improve the process but you need to improve the people too, and how you're managing them.
I think that if you redesign the process, that you have a chance. If you redesign the processes exactly as I said in the first statement, then there is a possibility that once the processes are put in a particular way, accountability will go up. But we ain't too sure about that. But it starts with the process and not the people. Before, people used to start with the people and say, yeah, we had to get responsible people. But getting responsible people is difficult. If you get the
so you need to, it's hand in hand. You need if you're improving your process, you need change management, because it might be a big change management issue. So you need to bring your people along for the ride too.
Understandable. Now, here I'll read through all the more and I will tell you what he said, right? So he said the ministry bought scanners and equipment to get records online, and with that structure, it anticipates many employees will be able to work online through an easily accessible data room. Al-Wari said people go to court virtually all the time and file documents online. He said that even Parliament sits with members outside the chamber in certain circumstances. He said the ministry also developed the return of personnel applications for municipal police, daily rated workers, and human resources, and anticipates they'll be able to cut the traditional accommodation requirement for physical spacing and have instead rotational spacing aspects. So what he's saying is, the reason that they have this big problem with respect to the data is that Al-Wari said the maintenance of public records is a matter of law. Despite statutory limitations on some documents, the Freedom of Information Act prescribes that the government keeps records ad infinitum, he said. So that means every single document from way back when to wherever has to be there and they have to keep it. Digitizing all of that is a problem. And if you could digitize all of it, then it has certain things that could be taken, that could take place. So Al-Wari said the ministry has been capturing tombstone data to eliminate the paper structure and balance obligation under the Data Protection Act. He said that it's also broadened the record management department and invested in scanners, operators, and storage systems for digitizing, including capturing metadata to allow for easy searches of databases. It's nice words. It's real nice words. Now, I don't get caught with the nice words when they talk about, metadata and, making it easily searchable. But here's why I'm slightly optimistic. If it's processes versus people, you'd always deal with the processes first. Because if you deal with people first, you'll always run into problems because people are people. But if the processes get put in place, and let's say that you digitize the systems and people start working internally at the office with the systems, with the digitized systems, and they get accustomed to using it, they know how to use it properly and all of those cases, then you have a chance now that those people could become proficient at using computers to get things done. And once they're proficient at using the computers to get things done, then the work from home will be a natural offshoot of it. Right now, when you send somebody to work home and they start to do work, and they'll be like, nah boy, that's in the office. I can't get that right now. Nope, nah, that in the filing cabinet. Or, and now we don't have this on the computer. That will be their biggest excuse. But if they change the system, then there will be no excuse, and there will be a little bit of the only problem we could have is the internet was down, and that will be the people problem, because people will be like, yeah,
not just right.
The internet was down, rain was falling, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, from my experience working from home and dealing with people that are working from home, you would have people, if they go unchecked, they would just do whatever they want to do. Some people just need to have a big stick behind them for them to actually work.
Yes.
So it will be, it'll be putting the right, performance-based structures in place to make sure, hey, if you say you're working very early on Maracas, you're really doing nothing. It are things to put it in place to deter people and, make sure they're actually productive. Because that is one of the issues in terms of government services, in terms of how efficient it is, people productivity. The perception is that, things is generally be slow. So hopefully you improve the process And, you do what you have to do, digitize stuff, allow people to work from home, but that should also translate into productivity. Because we have a big productivity issue, not just, in Trinidad on a whole, but more so pronounced in the, what you call it, the public sector. I don't want to say that, but we have a productivity issue.
Yes. I agree. Now, I had to go to the Ministry of Legal Affairs sometime last week to do some business stuff, right? And there are some things I had some questions about, and it's like, yeah, you have to fill it out online. And I was like, no, listen, I've been online. I went to the thing, I showed them, and I pulled out my phone, and I showed them everything and whatnot, and I was showing, yeah, I not seeing that and all those different things. And then one of the persons I was working in was like, okay, come with me, sir. And they carried me by somebody with a computer. Mm-hmm. And the person with the computer was like, what's the information, show me? And I told them the number and everything, the business number and all that stuff. And then they just did a search and they checked through everything. I was like, oh yes, I seen what's the problem. Okay, so here was it, blah, blah, is that, blah. So that's for you. Good. Boom. And they did it really, really fast. Whereas before, they would have go in the back. They'd have to go and get some, the paper. They had to go and get some sort of things. So the fact that the front end that I see in is linked to the back end where they could go on their dashboard and they could find the information and whatnot. That gave me some hope that somebody could digitally search for all the information. And the fact that we could go online and we could search for businesses that are publicly there and all those things, it really just get this stuff digitized. And once you get this stuff digitized, then you'll be able to get familiar with it, as I said at the start. And once they get familiar with it, the work from home can take place. One thing as be happy with Faris for is that Faris has actually pushed things through now. Like when he was the what's this called? The law, what's it?
Attorney General.
Attorney General, yeah. When I was Attorney General, he pushed real things through. Sometimes he pushed things, of course, for political agendas or whatnot. But when it comes to pushing things through, he is known for getting stuff that he wants done. And if
give my example.
One of the bills, the gang bill.
Yeah.
The gang bill, he pushed that real hard because the opposition gave some whole set of issues with it. Within 2 months, they're like, all right, we addressed all the issues. What are they going to say now? And then they said some other things, and then the next month he got it. And basically he showed that the opposition was frustrating the thing now because they were basically making the changes regularly. And it had some other things. I don't know. But I remember that, right? Now, in local government, there is a local TT app where you could report things and it's working and you could upload stuff. It may not be actually solving the problem, but there is action taking place now. Because there have been other apps before that was kind of like not local government apps, but like the TTPS app and the other app and whatever other apps it had that you couldn't see a level of slight organization, implementation and follow through. Okay, we know that we real bad at that. But the local TT app has a kind of organization that you could say, yeah, thought went into this, something happening, and it has potential. You agree that it have potential, right? Just not from a public service follow up human resource thing, but from the concept of it exists, it works.
It's a good example of you have a problem and you use technology to try to fix the problem. You know, it's a pretty good implementation, as you say, but the follow through.
Right.
Kind of defeat the whole purpose.
I ain't fighting the follow through. I ain't fighting the follow through at all.
But I mean,
yeah.
I know you probably feel as a cynical, but I mean, I must say I had a positive experience last week. I had to renew my license, right? You know, and it was kind of, it was the first time in 5 years, you know, so 5 years I was much different. Do the appointment online. I thought you could have just renew it online, but nah, you had to get the appointment going.
Yeah.
When I went in now, I had my
the number.
The document you had to pay. You know, and it was like a self-check-in. You just scan your QR code. It had self-check-in kiosk.
Yeah.
You know, you went and sat down, then you see your number on your thing, call on the screen. You went.
Yeah.
The guy took your documents, and I went to the cashier, then I went to the back room, and then your number called up on the screen. Yeah. So that mean it was pretty. I was in and out in probably an hour and a half.
Hour and a half take you? Like, it took me 15 minutes to renew my license when I went in Arima the last time.
I went Caroni.
Oh, well, it took me 15 minutes. The longest part was actually taking a picture and wait for the machine to spit out the card.
Nah, my longest part was from checking in to the guy calling me.
Oh, but okay. So, the potential there, we know it has smart people inside these places because we could check them up on LinkedIn and we could see that they could do things and whatnot. And the person who built the local TT app is there. And there are smart people who understand technology now and they're able to scan the things, create the metadata, search and all that. If they do that properly and create at least the opportunity for it to take place, I have faith in the smart people who, any technology. All of this is because of D-Hub too, eh? When Sinead tell us the story about D-Hub and how well they implemented it and the consultants and all that kind of thing, it make me feel like they might have some smart people inside there that understand how this thing's supposed to work. So they're trying to create the internal structure before they push the people to go and work from home, which before you could clearly see that they were just trying to find a way to get people to work from home because you want to stop them from driving through traffic. That's not the reason that you're trying to get work from home. You're trying to get work from home because you have some sort of system in place that offers the ability for things to be done more efficiently. And one of the efficiencies that you get out of it is that people could work from home and come to the office like twice a week or 3 times a week or some kind of thing like that.
Well, a big part of what they need to focus on, and I hope they focus on it too, is the people and making sure you have ways to make sure that they're actually productive. And not just home. You know, you need something, you're trying to call this person, you're trying to get this person, and then answering the phone, then checking messages. You know, so things to hold people accountable if that sort of behavior happen, because you don't want to have a productivity issue in person and then replicate it at home.
Right. I agree with you 100%. And what I think is they really just need a ticketing system.
Yeah.
And once you have a ticketing system and you assign tickets to certain people, and then you all just have to watch your ticket queue and be like, well, hey, how your queue so big? What going on with you? Because that's the same thing that used to happen with me as a technician back in 2006. You have your ticketing queue. People report this, somebody report that, and then every week you have a meeting and your supervisor asking you, what going on with your queue? And you had to account for every single, this is of course a private company, but you had to account for, well, yeah, I went and checked this person, they were by their desk, I changed it for them, right now we order the part for it, so as soon as I get it, I'd install it. This person, they didn't really have a problem, they just couldn't press the power button. This person, the floppy driver was given a problem, or that kind of thing, and you had to account for that. If a ticketing system is put in place, I would be very, very relieved or hope. So all the friends I have that work in the government, I was always asking a question, so how will I assign tasks? I know, what's the thing? And they'd be like, well, everybody just know what they had to do. And I was like, all right. The day one of them come and say, yeah, there is a ticketing system, I have a queue, and my queue is going to list out all the things I have to do, that is when we have the ability to now work from home. That's what I think. So,
yeah, I mean, I see ticketing systems in place, and you're assigning tickets to people, and the ticketing system ain't going to solve your problem.
Well, it ain't going to solve the problem, but it will give you the opportunity to hold them accountable if you want to.
But the thing is too, right? How easy it is to hold somebody accountable in the public service. It's real hard. It's real hard. Yeah.
Like, it's really, really hard to hold somebody accountable. Well, The permanent people, it's hard to hold them accountable. Contract people, you could hold them accountable if the contract coming up to renewal. People, from what I heard, when people's contract coming to an end, men they start to work. And they start to because you're back against the wall, your contract renewal coming up and the performance appraisal going to take place now. And when your performance appraisal coming up for your final contract, people is putting the work because that's just human nature. I wouldn't doubt that. But
so I
mean, needs to stay in place.
All I should say is that we are IT involved, the technology involved, business processes, probably business analysts involved, but a big part of this too is HR. You need HR to play a big role in this as well.
I agree. I understand where you're coming from. I'm really glad that the article didn't just talk about why we need work from home, but it actually spoke about digitizing documents and them kind of thing. That's a good thing from my perspective, because normally these work from home articles will just be 4 hours of traffic. They did mention that in the article. If you go and read the article, they did talk about 2 hours of traffic and all them kind of thing. But they spend time to make sure that you understand that work from home could only take place if you have proper processes and digitization inside.
Yep.
So, glad for that, man. I'm glad for that. So, have you... Well, of course, you traveled recently, and you had to... Well, how you just do your online immigration forms? You just fill it out in advance, or you
online
fill it out
immigration forms? You mean
no. The Trinidad immigration forms where you have to fill out when you come into Trinidad. You just fill it out on the plane before you come back, or you just fill it out?
No, but I just give it on the plane, and I really get them. You just get them up front if you buy a ticket from a travel agency or something. But if you buy a ticket online, you don't really get it before, I think.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about...
fill it out on the plane.
Anyhow, we're going to talk about filling out online immigration forms, because apparently there's a list of places that do it, and Trinidad is not on the list. We'll be right back. Have you ever tried to order something online using a Visa debit card, but you can't? Is shopping online something you always do already using a Skybox, but sometimes you need advice on knowing what to buy or what will work? I'm Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT, and we aim to make technologies that solve problems in a Caribbean context. So we created Order It. What is it, you ask? What is Order It? It's an app and a website that helps you order it in 2 ways. The first way is if you already order things online. You're familiar with using a Skybox, you're familiar with using a credit card, but sometimes you don't always have answers to certain questions, like which laptops will get a warranty in Trinidad, which phones will work on the Digicel network or the mobile network. So our app helps you order it. Every product that we list in the app, we will let you know the truth based on the experience of 20 years of ordering things online and using various Skyboxes in Trinidad and Tobago. So here are some of the questions that the app answers for you based on the products that we list. What are the taxes? Why does it cost so much when I actually get it? What is dimensional weight? All these questions and more, we answer in the app because we want to help you order it. All you have to do is simply pick from our list of recommended items that we know and trust because we've ordered it already. Follow through the payment process, we'll order it, and we can even have it delivered to you. So why don't you give it a try? Search for Order It by makeITsimpleTT in the App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can even go online to orderit.makeITsimpleTT.com and check and see if we could answer some of your questions and help you in the process of ordering it. So, Loop writes, well, Caribbean Airlines actually shared a list of places that have online arrival forms. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago isn't on the list. Let's see the places. They have Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Barbados, Curacao, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. Each one of them has a website, and
we should be ashamed.
I want to click on these things and see, but why we don't have it? That's the question. Like, why you think we don't have it?
I don't know. Somebody lazy. I don't know.
Somebody lazy, is it?
I don't know. Cause I mean, it don't have, like, technically, it don't have a reason why. I mean, the reason why could probably be that the stuff not digitized and everything paper-based, and that whole project and process that will go through in order to capture things online, you know? That
is not a big job. That is not a big job, because I could create a Form 1 registration for my school where students, right now that are going on and working properly, where parents have to fill out the information for registration, they fill it out, it goes to a PDF, it sends an automatic email to them with all the registration information, attaches a PDF and says, okay, print this PDF and come with that to the registration, and boom, your registration gonna take 15 minutes because they pre-printed everything out, right? Mm-hmm. For this to happen, somebody who is traveling, as soon as the plane land, they say, all right, everybody, scan this code on the plane, or if you have in-flight Wi-Fi or some kind of thing like that, you just create a way for that one site to work, or whatever the case is, right? Anyhow, so you could do that. They scan it, they type in all the information, they click submit. When they click submit, it sends them back a notification saying,
confirmation,
your form has been submitted, yada, yada, yada. Here is the PDF. You open it up. And then when you go to the customs people, they look on the system, they look for the code that you got, they check it, and they say, okay, you have nothing to declare, and cool. They give you, print out some receipt from one of them small thermal printer, like basically a grocery store. Print it out, stamp it, and you're gone. Nobody had to write out all that information. So, let me do a little experiment now. Which one you want to go to first? Let's see what Dominica looks like. How did Dominica do it? St. Kitts, Curacao, St. Lucia, Barbados, Jamaica, Nassau. Which one?
Jamaica.
Let me go with Jamaica. Enter jamaica.com. Important, you are required to complete this registration form at the URL below. There's a countdown, and it's going to redirect me. There, it didn't redirect me. Okay, so I'm going to have to click on it. Enter jamaica.gov.jm. I'm clicking on it, and nothing is happening. Did I do something wrong? The site stick? It's not responding. All right, I'm going to... it's going. Right. You're required to complete email verification before continuing. Please enter a valid email address. All right, let me... Wait, should I use this email? Don't matter. What if I go Jamaica, use it? All right, so you get a verification code. And let me see, verification code comes in. Boom. All right, copy any code. Go in and put in the code. Paste, verify code. Oh, I copied the wrong code.
Reverse. I want to know that.
Oh no, that is
yeah, no one are topics.
Yeah, I didn't copy properly. Okay, is it that this is hard for regular Joes to do? Verify code.
I mean, we just be babying our population a lot, and like in the US and other countries, people in the 50s, 60s, 70s just be doing this thing like second nature, you know. So we have a long way to go in terms of
alright, so the code successfully verified, and now the site is grayed out. I don't know why it grayed out. Oh, because I pressed enter 3 times. Anyhow, enter personal information, home address, passport details, trip details, purpose of visit, length of stay, number of pieces of luggage, number of packages shipped. I am bringing pharmaceuticals, whatever. You tick yes or no. Add more. You're about add more. Submit form. Cool. Easy pickings. Let me just go to the paid source and see. All right, it's full JavaScript inside here. This is built with like form. It has plenty form tags and things inside here to fill it out. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of it's basically a JavaScript form. All right, cool. Give me our next one.
Barbados there.
Just now. Barbados. All right. Travelform.gov.bb, right? Click that. Welcome to Barbados Online Customs and Immigration Portal. They have a nice picture and thing. They have book your flight, gather your travel documents, the process, what do I need, flight information, passport of passengers. I don't know what. Book your flights, gather your travel.
Get started.
Start here?
Yeah.
Create a new immigration and customs form. Search your submitted immigration and customs form. Well, Barbados winning. Port or vessel information. Are you a resident? Did you come by air? Did you come by sea? The form intuitive. If you choose it, it automatically updating. And then you go to next step. Well, you have to fill out all the information to go to the next step. But this Barbados one, it'd be Jamaica. This one.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody beat us. So
hold on.
It don't even matter.
What I trying to see is how right. Let me see. Let me go for a seemingly weak place. St. Kitts. I'm feeling St. Kitts have a Google form. How you feeling?
Nah. I don't think Kitts. They would do that.
St. Kitts, they have a picture. Welcome. If you have any questions about the online immigration form, I'm a tourist or international traveler. Continue. I click continue. Complete an immigration form. Enter your submitted. Right. So continue. Step 1, arrival info.
You know why these places probably have stuff online and they're not trying to frustrate the tourists. Because they are tourists, a lot of them are tourist-based islands,
Right.
So they try to make the process as seamless and as, a good experience for them overall. Because I sure they probably get complaints from tourists and probably other countries, where they get a lot of tourists from, and it's like, why are we filling out this stupid paper form? So that could probably push them into that. And while us, we not really heavily tourist dependent, so he's like...
So, alright. So we normally hear that Trinidad, we don't really take tourism seriously. There's so much things that we could do, but all we think of tourism is Carnival. And that is our big tourist attraction. But we don't actually take the tourists that go to Tobago seriously, and we don't have online payments, or the airport doesn't allow certain things, and people set out for the forms and whatnot. But still, there are websites. There are so many other things that we do that's technically. So let me go to the Ministry of Tourism website and see what's happening inside there. Ministry of Tourism. If the Ministry of Tourism website is trash, then we'll have Right, this is the Ministry of Tourism website. Welcome to Ministry of Tourism. Their website is right. There is some menu options here. Featured media. There's a bunch of PDFs and whatnot. Then there's news, right? There's some sort of styling that's taking place there. Sites and facilities, social feed. Yeah, so the Ministry of Tourism website is not a horrible site in terms of like bad. There's a part called Data Center, Statistics, Annual Report, other publications. Let's see if it actually have anything inside it. Other publications.
But that form of more be immigration. No.
Right. Now, if you look at all of the countries that have it, is travel whatever something, travel-something.com, enter Jamaica, whatnot. So it looked like it's a tourism thing, exactly as you say, and the tourism people created a way for it to look nice.
Yeah, so, and to not frustrate the tourists. Because you know how much people as we complain about having to fill out that form.
Yeah.
I hear strangers, I hear like my aunt visited the other day, and first thing she told me about was, well, let's still have this stupid form.
I agree totally. Because when you go to where did I go the other day, boy?
One of the islands, Miami.
No, one of the islands I went to. You put in, yes, Barbados I went actually. Yeah, Barbados. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to fill out this form. I went by the kiosk, put in the address of the place I go and stay by, and all that, and then it print out a little just like
a self-service kiosk.
Yeah, like a self-service kiosk.
Remember, like 5 or 6 years ago, we had those kiosks.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
I'm after them.
I don't know.
You went way backward, make one step forward.
I'm not supposed to have to fill out that form. It should have the self-service kiosk that is the same data source as the online thing, right? So if I want to go to the self-service kiosk and put in the address and all that, I could do it and it will print out the thing. But if I do fill out the online form and I get the QR code and I just had to walk up to that self-service kiosk, scan the QR code, it print out the thing for me. I still have the immigration form, but it was printed out for me and I filled it out on the plane because I wanted to, or I filled it out because I lined up by one of the kiosks if I wanted to. Why are we writing it on paper? Still,
you shouldn't have to print anything out. Once you enter there and you go to the immigration officer, enter your passport number, it should come up. Shouldn't have to print, you know?
Well, I guess they had to have everywhere there's actually to print it still. Like, well, even when I went to Miami, I think I had a...
They don't print nothing. Well, no, they don't print nothing. I was in Miami this year.
No, it's my boarding pass I get. Oh, yeah, it's my boarding pass I get.
Immigration don't print anything.
Yeah. Because they just put your passport information
and say, I was telling you too, like, to board to come back here, they didn't even need a boarding process. They just scan my face and that was it.
Correct. Correct. That's true. So it was like it's supposed to be because when I went up to the counter, it'd be like, okay, well, I see you're staying at so and so and you're blah blah, how long you plan to stay? And I was like, yeah. He probably was just asking me questions to make sure that the form that I filled out, the same answers are put there. The same answers are put there.
To make sure you ain't come to overstay.
Yeah, of course.
And all of that, yeah.
Now, the real reason that we have to fill out the immigration form to basically say that you came from a particular place and you don't have bad stuff that you brought in. So it's like, did you bring in an animal? Did you bring in fruits? Did you bring in whatnot and all those kind of things? It's not like you need somebody to physically write it for it to be like binding, yeah. Once the person have an email address, they could get the information emailed to them, and it's kind of impossible for you not to have an email address now, because to book your flight, there's no. I trying to find a reason why it doesn't exist, and I don't know.
You don't have any good reason.
Yeah. So Carl put this up.
If all these other islands could have it, then yeah. I feel Carl put it up as a kind of
a wink eye kind of thing.
Yeah, no wink eye, but like watch all these islands can have it. What's going on here?
Yeah. Look, some people the comments on it basically saying people just tag the other Ministry of Home Affairs in Guyana. Somebody tagged them to be like, hey, why y'all not on this list? And the CAL website says complete your form online up to 3 days before you fly. So you could fill this out. Alright. I don't know why, but I really hope that we have this thing in place by the end of the year, because it's not rocket science, boy.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe elections is next year. That might be something. It's a small win.
it's not rocket science. And I know that the one for Jamaica, it ended up getting hacked or some kind of thing, and people were worried about their personal information and whatnot. But that same piece of paper that you give into these immigration officers, where those pieces of paper does go?
I think there's half in theory they need to document it for statistics, and like them statistics is on the site. That's what is used to know how much people coming from certain places,
right? Yeah,
certain countries, what time of year they come in, the purpose. So like if you could kind of do reporting based on, so June is a period where a lot of people just come for weddings, carnival, whatever, but it's paper. So somebody had to be entering that information somewhere.
Yeah, so it can't be a security issue you're worried about too much because it's in some database somewhere, and if it's a security issue, then you probably shouldn't be flying or you probably shouldn't be traveling because every other country has this same thing. So you can't be like, oh yeah, we are more secure because we're paper-based. That can't be
like from a 1980 thing to say.
Yeah, that can't be the reason. So okay. Anyhow, I had to go Barbados in a few weeks, so I will find joy filling out these forms. Because that full set of children we're carrying from a scout group. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to fill out all this in advance. I'm going to tell them, yo, let's do all this in advance so that when we reach there, we don't have to worry about it. Fill out no forms and thing. And this is what technology does for us. What technology does also do is make people... I have this running rant, those of y'all who listen regularly, about robots having to look like humans. And they ain't stopping, boy. They ain't stopping. They're trying to find a way to make skin now for the humanoid robots so that they actually look like humans with skin. And anyhow, let me just go to the story.
In today's digital age, every business needs a strong online presence to reach new customers and stay competitive. But not every business needs a complex website or a full-fledged e-commerce solution. At makeITsimpleTT, we understand that every business has unique needs, and we offer a range of tailored solutions to fit those needs. Over the years, we've helped many businesses. Our services include website design and development. We create a professional and user-friendly website like these that represent your brand and drives results. Invoicing and payment processing. We can streamline your billing process with a user-friendly invoicing system that integrates seamlessly with most payment gateways, and you can receive online payments easily. We also do automated order forms, which allows you to collect orders online and customer information effortlessly and send back automated emails, notifications, and reminders, and then you just have to make the sale at the end. And in some cases, we offer custom software development, where we can create a specialized software system that meets your business's specific needs. But the key to all this is that we make it simple. If it's not easy for you to use, then we failed. So you can contact us today to learn more about how we can help make your business more successful. You can WhatsApp us at 1-868-308-8799, or you can visit makeITsimpleTT.com/business.
So watch this, right? Just watch this right here. They're saying that they have self-healing living skin that can make robots more human-like and looks just as creepy as you would expect. So they created this way of injecting artificially grown skin into tiny holes in a robot skeleton so the skin can extend hooks and create a surface without drooping away because it actually holds on to the face of the robot. All I want to do is say, why, Olia? Yeah. Why?
I want to say that too. The point I would say now, like, why? Why are you doing this? They're trying to recreate Terminator, that type of thing. Like, why?
Why does the robot have to look like a human to the point where it needs to have human skin that not drooping? Like, I understand that we want humanoid robots to be the future to soften the blow, like you have a humanoid robot walking around your house doing things rather than rolling around or whatever the case is. But I am yet to find a reason for why we want robots to look so much like humans. It cannot be that is because it will make it more socially acceptable. Like, it can't be that because you think people generally, are we just living in a weird bubble that people would rather, like they do some sort of focus group or some kind of thing and said,
I don't think so. There's just
sci-fi.
There's just the scientists and the researchers, they get that money to do stuff. They need to show that they're doing stuff, and I mean, part of it is probably their own. This is probably where they think it should go next, You're getting it down in terms of the movement, some of the Some of those type of things. So the next thing, you're getting it done with human-like movements and whatever. So the next thing would probably be making it look more human-like. But like, why you need to do that? But
Alright, so watch the article, right? So I'll go and read the paragraph. One of the main benefits of this new skin is that it would allow robots to operate alongside humans without experiencing undue wear and tear. Small tears or similar defacements could be repaired without needing to manually repair the robots, the team said. They did not, however, measure how quickly the artificial skin would repair after sustaining damage. So they're saying that the skin actually repairs. So even if it scratches, it's going to fix itself. But why? Nobody has an article, or I haven't found any, to say why. The scientists said that research into the field could further our understanding of how facial muscles convey emotion, which could in turn drive breakthrough in surgery to treat conditions like facial paralysis or expand capabilities of cosmetics and orthopedic surgery. A better grasp of skin adhesion could also prevent needing any V-shaped holes in future robotic frames.
So I guess that's the why. And I didn't even know, but scientists and researchers. You see, so they have the funding.
Takachi also noted that to be truly functional, artificial skin will eventually have to convey sensory information such as temperature and touch to any robot wearing it, as well as be resistant to biological contamination. So they want the robot to be able to express emotion. And that's the closest thing, but that's only giving me like 10% of a reason.
No, well, they say as well, similar to the thing where you had the whole space race and a lot of technology came out of it and new standards and practices or whatever. So they're saying that, doing this work on the skin and developing the skin will help in terms of cosmetic stuff and surgeries and whatever. So that is part of the
so they're saying, we doing this and this could revolutionize other things, but we just have to do it here. And as a scientist, you would probably say that because scientists just care about finding new stuff and having fun doing it. And I get that. I no problem with that.
More funding.
Yeah, and get more funding for their...
If you use your grant money or your funding money, you don't get no more.
Yeah, for your crazy ideas. And crazy ideas they are. And more than likely, you are correct. They just have to use their funding to do something and find a reason. So it's like finding a problem for a solution. Yeah. Or finding a solution for a problem. Finding a problem for a solution. That's exactly what they're doing. Because they want to create the robots to convey emotion, but this could also help us understand how the skin works and how we could make it better and that kind of thing.
Finding a problem for an idea.
Yes. Like, my robot is sad, and it could clearly display that to me and make me feel like I'm sad. You see, Elon Musk say that in the next 15 years, everybody going to have a humanoid robot, and it will be like almost like having a cell phone.
I don't believe that. Are too close. I don't think
just the fact that everybody doesn't have a robot vacuum cleaner by now. That's clearly nobody really gonna care too much about that unless you could do something that's going to make my life so much better. But
because if you ask me in 15 years if I think I'm gonna have a humanoid robot, I'll say no.
I don't think so either. You and I probably think about things a lot more functionally, more than just certain. But let's say
who would have humanoid robots? The people that have the Vision Pro. Who bought Vision Pros? Those people would have humanoid robots.
No, okay. Let's say hypothetically, Taylor Swift decides to endorse a humanoid robot, and it becomes a pop culture trend or a pop culture thing, and everybody just like, hey, if Taylor Swift have one, I gonna get one too.
But how much you think a robot gonna actually cost? It had to be affordable for everybody to
yes,
have it.
It had to be affordable. But you know, Elon Musk, what Elon Musk is saying not everybody. He's saying not everybody who could afford it. That what he mean. He meaning people have Teslas. Everybody who is able to afford a Tesla could afford it, to the point where people who can't afford it are trying their best to get one. That is what he mean. He don't mean every single person in the world. He talking about it from his point of view, which is create something that's cool and people are going to try their very best to get one.
Part of it too is him trying to market his own product to her.
Yes, correct.
Trying to convince her, like, you need this. And he was the same one that talk about Neuralink and how much people actually use it by
well,
now.
the clinical trials get some trouble, but he do the same thing for Tesla too. He said everybody be driving an electronic car, and boom, it happened because Teslas became so... Yes, they dropped the price and made it more affordable, but it also became a kind of iconic sort of, I'm rich. And poor people who, it's like Jordans, like, poor people who can't afford it, they want to get it because the rich people have it and they work hard to do it. So if they reach the point where humanoid robots become that popular, I think it needs to have somebody from pop culture who is going to convince the current Gen Alphas, which is the people who are in their teens right now, to think that when they reach 20-something, that they should spend some of their salary to get this robot. Because he ain't convincing me. He ain't convincing a millennial. He ain't convincing a Gen Z.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not the people who are going to have the money, At that age, you don't have money.
Right.
Generally.
No, those are the people who have stupid money. Stupid money is the money where you're living in your parents' house, you have nothing to worry about, you're getting your first set of paychecks, and you decide you're going... Like me and you, I spend my stupid money on a PS2 and a TV. Right? I was like, listen, I need something to make my life happy. What my first salary going to be? Because my mother tell me, whatever your first salary is, buy something nice and buy the best thing that you could buy, because after that, you're going to be saving like a madman. And I was like, okay, mommy, no problem. I buy a PS2 and a 20-inch sharp TV. After that, I save all the money I had, right? Now, when you have these kind of things, you're looking for stupid money people who don't have any obligations, but they're getting paid, they probably get their first job, and they want to buy that. So, the people who have the actual money, they're spending things on like house and sustainable things because they're a little older now. Mm-hmm. But think of a 23-year-old who get a little work. They're still living in their parents' house, and they come and say, Taylor Swift come and tell them, or whoever is the pop culture person at that point in time, saying, wow, I really love my humanoid robot. His name is Rob. He does these things for me and whatnot. And everybody is like, wait boy, I want one too, because for some reason, we follow the pop culture people. Like, why do children want Jordans?
There's another thing that a pop culture thing. That's a complex thing. Jordans is a...
Okay, Jordans is a complex thing. All right, let me give you... why do they want... You know, it's our book bag called a spray ground book bag? Yeah. Why do they want that? Because it's $900 for that book bag.
Yeah, like I don't understand it.
You don't understand it, right? You definitely don't understand. My son wants one, right?
I understand it to an extent is when style and, at that age is peer pressure. If all of your friends have it, and usually you want to have it, they go, feeling exclusion and that type of. I understand it to that extent, but if my daughter come and say she want that bag, I would tell her no. I can afford it, but I'll still tell you no. I don't buy no bag for $900. I don't even buy a shoe for $900.
That's my thing. I could afford it too, but I'm not buying it. You kind of need to understand something about life, dog. Like not
about
everything.
Money.
Like
not just life about money and the value. I'll be like, I would make you do something like work.
You gotta get half of the money. You gotta get half.
You gotta get all. And I would pay you minimum. Not minimum. I pay half a minimum wage to do work around the place. And at the end of it, if you will spend all your money on that one bag after I work so hard for it,
Right.
But at the end of me working there and paying you that money, I doubt you want to just spend it on a bag.
That is my parental philosophy also. And my son has gotten many things because he worked for half of the money. Yeah. And I say if you work for half of it, well, my thing is reading books, right? He just get money for reading books. Anytime they want money, I'm not giving. I don't have no allowance. I don't have anything like that. If you read the books and you could come and tell me what the book is about, you'll get divide the pages by 2 and you'll get the amount of money that you get. And the kind of shippiness he's spending money on, it had times I was like, I really had to watch this because technically it's my money, but he worked for it, but he get it. And I just had to watch, this is what my money buy. No, he worked for this. But then it had a time, he come and say, I waste my money by daddy. I was like, yes! I was like, yeah, I think you understand. Because he went out to eat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, I not getting you no money, you know. So yeah, don't worry, I'll use my money. When he see the kind of money he has had to pay in them restaurants and them to get food, to buy a Alfredo and thing, he said, daddy, me going back there again. I waste my money. And it didn't even taste good. I was like, yes, good. Well done. So that kind of thing, that's what's going to happen to them when they grow up and they're going to see this robot. It's looking like a human, whatnot, and there will be some sort of pull or some sort of push to get it. And I think that the people that are trying to make it look human-like, they're just betting on something that we can't see. Like, I can't see it, you can't see it, but they're betting on it that a human-like robot will be something that people desire in the future.
Yeah, I think people as it is now have way more problems to worry about than a human-like robot. You see the debate last week between Trump and Biden? Yeah. There are way more things to worry about than a human-like robot, especially,
That brings me into a philosophical thing. So here's my theory, right? That the current generation of young people, they just gonna be like, hey, Olia, the world going on burn. So let me just be happy before it burn up now. And they will just live very ridiculously carefree and just do what they want when they want. Like a house, me want a house. Because you don't see that already. Be like, I'm not trying to get a house. I'll rent for the rest of my life because they're making it too hard. I go down travel. I go and live my life.
Yeah, I think it's happening to an extent now, like with Gen Z. But
Gen Z, for sure.
In living carefree like that, they're running up a lot of debt, credit card debt, and it's like, you want to go on a trip and. If you think of it logically, you can't afford that trip, but the other guy credit card, put it on your credit card, had that, get 3, 4, 5 credit card. So it's happening, but
they're like, I'll deal with that later.
Yeah, they're not making good decisions.
Yeah, and not making good decisions will make them buy one of these humanoid robots. That's what I feel.
Nah,
If we
I think they will rather spend it and go on a trip or something than buy humanoid robot on experiences. Right. That would just spend the money on.
That is what what Gen Z is spending the money on right now. But Gen Alpha, they might totally flip the apple cart on it and be like, experiences, you mad or I could stay in my apartment. I don't need to go out. I have Rob to help me. And they'll just get it.
I don't know. Rob had a beat anyway.
You seen it from your perspective. How will they see Rob? They will see it as a status symbol. They will see it as a thing to say, I don't go out. I just stay home here and Rob just do everything for me. And I don't need to be outside.
How Rob entertaining you? Rob not one,
Rob don't need to entertain you. Them studying that. Them studying the status symbol to say that, hey, I have a Rob. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Plenty things I didn't see until I get a son now, nearly a teenager. I'll be like, why do you see this as whatever? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no I guess you'll see. You could pop in on that for the next 15 years.
Once we still doing the podcast in 15 years and we like, old grumpy tech guys who like, Oliver's really put this thing in all their head on code. How crazy is that? Alright, so funny story time. Let's go into the funny story. It's about geese. Fair warning. So there's this man who working for Microsoft, right? Well, who was working for Microsoft?
Go way back to, he has a PhD in computer science.
All right. So my boy is just now. Which part is?
Yeah, give his history. Go on. Yeah.
What the history is?
No, I mean you could start with this history.
About.
Yeah. Click on experience. Share it now.
Click on where, boy? Which part?
Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, keep scrolling.
Experience, right? Okay, experience. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to check his experience way back when. 1987. He was a lecturer at Nanjing University.
Yeah, even below that, he has a PhD.
He have a bachelor BE in electronics and a PhD in computer science from Nanjing University. He graduated in 1987. So this man's doing IT from 1978. Actually, there's more. 1975, he went to high school. Okay. 1978, he have his PhD.
Scroll up.
Alright, so he gets his PhD, and we go through his life. He becomes a software engineer in Singapore at APCD.
HP.
Working on Node. APCD, I think I'll see in there.
No, that's like his experience, but
this is his
HP.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's working at HP. We're working on printer drivers, and from the he was a senior software engineer up in the mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s, senior software engineer again, but now he's working on printer drivers at HP. He left HP in 2001 and became the principal software development engineer at Microsoft. So he's working on Azure and all them things all the way up to 2022. So he worked in Microsoft almost 20 years.
Then became the principal
performance architect. So that is like cloud architecture, laying out how things are stored, the storage.
The main guy.
Yeah. The guy who's tell you, listen, this is how the structure is going to be.
So I mean, he was probably integral in the development and rollout of Microsoft Azure.
Of Azure, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then my boy, last experiences from 2023 to present, 1 year and 1 month later, he's a goose farmer. On-site goose farmer. And if this is not a boy doers make a happy life.
It's not just he's a goose farmer on the side. He left Microsoft to become a goose farmer.
So watch my boy. He posts a YouTube video with his geese, and let's just look at
what's his caption. Let me see his caption.
The caption is relational goose grazing, corner lot around 1.3 acres, water changing time 48 gooselings, almost going up 19 adult bees plus 4 hatch and their mother naturally.
You can see you have a technical background. At least some part I translate over to the goose farm.
And yeah, like it's roll around. So he's roll it around so that they could get to graze in different places and things.
Yeah.
And the name of his YouTube channel, just so you know, is Peaceful Life.
Yeah.
Now man just say forget all earlier. Yeah. I done.
I go down on my goose farm.
Yeah, I go down on my goose farm and I go and create a YouTube channel called Peaceful Life with 77 subscribers and post videos of the geese and put no caption. The caption is June 30th, 2024.
That's the title of this video.
That's the title, yeah.
And that's the thumbnail.
No, it's no thumbnail. If you go on the YouTube channel, it's just geese. And he have shorts. One of them is 18 views and the next one is 836 views. He not studying to break the internet.
Yeah.
He just like, I've seen it all yeah. And
but that's like you being in technology this long and say you come to your retirement age, would you want to become do that type of thing?
No,
become a goose farmer.
I can't see myself doing that, but I could also understand he probably sees some of the most technical things in the world. Yeah. Like to build something like Azure and be the technical man behind it and the architect behind it. He probably see everything. And he was just probably zoned out, why am I not happy?
Yeah.
You know, I have these geese in the backyard and they need some attention.
Or you know what? It could have been, cause I think he was from China. It could have been something from his childhood that, you know, he kind of hold on to, and I was like, yeah. You know, or it could have been something he used to do back when he was a child, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to revisit goose farming.
Yeah.
Now that I retired.
Now, if he 1978, that means he's 60 for sure.
Yeah.
He retired. So he probably take his retirement money and his stock options.
Well, I mean, he's probably a very wealthy man if he worked in Microsoft that long.
More than likely, he is quite wealthy. And normally, them people who finish Microsoft and they retire, they'll take their money and try to invest it in a new company or some kind of thing like that. Or some kind of startup or something like that.
I knew it all.
Yeah. I want to go on my Maggies. So,
peaceful life.
Okay, Peaceful Life is the name of my YouTube channel. Yeah? Go and check it out, and you just be watching geese living their life, and you could be jealous how much you want, but the man happy. He work his technology and good. I don't know what I'll do when I retire, but I don't know if I'll be minding geese.
No, I wouldn't. I could say for sure now. Yeah, geese, nah. Maybe I might have an aquarium with fishes, because I had fishes when I was younger. When I was, you know, so that might be the one thing, but geese, nah.
I don't know. Like, I going through, well, this is like probably behind the scenes for all of us still listening. I'm glad that you're still here. I going through a kind of not existential, but
life type thing.
My son just went to the Form 1, and my daughter, she just did SCA. Pass for, first choice and thing, and everybody's like, congratulations and all that kind of thing. So she going into secondary school. So I down at primary school now.
Yeah.
And I feel in that type of way, like, I'm so happy that primary school is over. But now they're going and get big and go to secondary school. The next thing that's going to happen is my children going to be done at secondary school. And I going to be sending them to like...
Yeah, time still, man. Yeah,
no.
7 years.
No, like you say it have 7 years and whatnot, but you know people that say like it was just like yesterday.
Yeah.
I get back all kind of weird feelings like, just yesterday I was sending them to primary school. And I saying to myself, that was 7 years ago.
You know what that does lead to?
What's that?
Trying to have more children. So you could kind of relive.
Well...
That would lead, like some people just be like...
Yeah. And I know you're not saying it in a joking format. It's actually a thing, because you get some weird feelings.
Yeah.
Again, some weird feelings of, I'm going to register for secondary school. Both of them going to stop talking to me. They're going to never want to... They always be in the room playing game, and I'll get no attention. All kind of weird things.
Then it's our boys, it's our girls.
Yeah, then they want to start to go different places. I tell them yes, I tell them no, make hard decisions about the choices that they make, discipline and all kind of thing. And I like, life, boy. Life. Yeah. It real interesting. So him going on farm geese, I'm not judging him anyway at all, because the man feel what he felt what he felt, and he acted on it.
Yeah.
So he there. Alright, that's it for today, all you. Thanks for listening. Welcome to How We Talk. If you're one of the new listeners, look forward to you all reaching out to us anywhere you find us online. What did we talk about today? We talked about working from home is coming. I have some hope. Akeem doesn't have much hope, but we still came to understanding that, you know, there are certain things that need for it to get done, need to be done for it to work properly. Online immigration everywhere. We check to see the other places that have online immigration forms, and the consensus is we don't take tourism seriously, because filling out those forms is bad for tourists. Robot healing skin. Why would they do it? Because they want humanoid robots, and maybe Gen Alpha will care about it. And the funny story was a man farming geese who worked for Microsoft, was their chief cloud architect, and he happy because the name of his YouTube channel is Happy Life.
Peaceful Life.
Peaceful Life. Yeah, peaceful, yeah. Peaceful Life is the name of the YouTube channel, so we'll see how that goes. Hey, or you can find me anywhere on the internet at makeITsimpleTT. Right now, I am currently preparing for July, August camps, some web development camps, and some robotics camps they're doing for kids. And most of the videos might be centered around that. But there are some other videos I'm working on right now, some informational ones, especially one on podcasts and some other informative videos to work on. So at makeITsimpleTT, if you want to reach out anywhere, you can reach out there. And my co-host, Mr. Akeem Dare, also known as You
can find me at redbit_tech and on most places, and on LinkedIn as well.
Wow, you just had to do that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, so we'll see you all next week for another episode of the Trinidad Cast. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Goodbye. We are gone.